Another system of stormwater retention is called treatment wetlands. This is where, as we create low-lying areas, we are deliberately creating them to be wetland systems. And we're creating them wetland systems not only to store water and retain water, but we're creating these wetland systems as marshes that will help purify the water. So the way this system works, this is what's called a three-cell system, where we have the so-called forebay, the area on the left-hand side of the image. And the forebay is where all of the water in this wetland system comes into the system from the adjacent neighborhood. The forebay acts as a sediment trap. That is to say, the runoff comes into the wetland system, and sediment drops out of the runoff into the bottom of the forebay. Then the remaining runoff flows across, in this case, a gabion wall, which helps aerate the water and helps purify the water, and flows into a created wetland system that's been created to have a lot of edge, because it's at these edges where you get a significant amount of water quality enhancement. And so after flowing from the forebay into the wetland system here, then it flows into what's called a micropool, where you get final polishing of contaminants, especially algae contaminants, before the water is released. So these systems are capable of taking runoff from neighborhoods, for example, and creating a discharge that is relatively pure. They also create significant habitat enhancement for different species of wildlife. And so in creating these kinds of systems, we need to pay attention to how the systems are designed. What kind of side slopes do we have? What kind of vegetation is planted in the areas immediately adjacent to the water bodies? And how do we maintain these different planting systems over time? Some examples of treatment wetlands in a residential context: we see a depression landscape in between two subdivisions, here on the right and here on the left. That water from those two subdivisions is channeled into this low-lying area, and a wetland system has been created not only in the open water system, but in this forested meadow coming back through here. And so the combination of the forested meadow and the open water system provides not only permanent storage and infiltration of the moisture, but also water quality remediation. Another example of water quality remediation through creation of an on-site wetland, in this case where the side slopes are buffered to try to retain sediment and other contaminants before they get discharged into the wetland system itself. Another example of an on-site wetland system that's been created in a residential context. And this wetland system then provides not only stormwater retention services, it also provides water quality retention or improvement services, and it provides habitat services as well. So it becomes a multifunctional landscape. We're getting several sets of services derived from creating a wetland system designed to hold water on site and treat it on site.